Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Ken Jones, back with another movie review. Long time no see. Haven't done one in a while, so please bear with me. I'm pretty sure you saw the title. All right. So, what I'm about to talk about right now, I wanted to make sure that I was really, really prepared for this. So I really got my notepad real quick. I was gonna do it on my iPad, but my iPad is dead. So I jotted down to really make sure that I have everything written down that I want to talk about on tonight's topic. All right. Like I said, y'all know what's going on. You see it. It's on my chest. You know what it is. Superman came out today. Depending on where you at, it could have came out on Wednesday night. If it did, fuck you. I'm jealous, but I'm happy for you. Okay? So let me go ahead, pause this music, and let's go ahead and get started. Hope everybody doing okay. Uh Now, like I said before we get started, first time watching the show. Like I said, I just not like getting back into the groove of doing my podcast thing. I need to get back into my editing and getting all these other people that invited for some interviews and all kind of shit. So please, as a humble streamer and podcaster, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel and everything. We got more things coming up in the future and there's and all this kind of shit. All right. So, um, and let's just go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty. I ain't gonna waste too much of y'all time. Like I said, Superman came out today. Filmed by James Gunn. Long, long awaited. All right. Uh, let me just like go gentle into this. All right. I'm trying to the best I can to maintain my composure. Just let you know, if you didn't really look at the whole title or the description of this YouTube video, it's spoiler free. All right. I'm gonna do the spoiler I'm gonna do the spoiler one later on this weekend when I have a little bit more time to really break down of what I liked, what I didn't like, Easter eggs, and all that so forth. All right. So talk about the intro. Let's do just a quick discussion about the intro, beginning of the Superman, like how it all started. Honestly, uh, it gives me I'm trying to find the best way to say this without giving out so much. But it gives me Star Wars vibes. If if you're a Star Wars fan, you know how that movie start. In a way, I fucks with it. Reason why I fucks with it is because we we already have this history of multiple Superman movies. Only thing that they did like a little bit different. I mean, only thing they did like somewhat similar is Superman Returns. So besides like if y'all don't remember like the Brandon Ross Superman, all right, I believe that was like 2000 something. I'm not gonna say 2010s. I want to say probably like 2007, 2008. Either way, but I like how they just went straight towards it. You know, here's how it started. Here's what's going on right now. I fucks with it because, like I said, everybody know by now. Okay, even from baby boomers to Gen Z, we know how to begin the story of Superman. So let's just go ahead, just skip all this shit, and let's go to the Superman. What's going on now that we have currently? So I like, I really like that. And then second part that I liked about it, that struggle, straight struggle. All right. I'm not gonna tell you that Batman win or lose, but it's definitely is a kind of a new thing to me where you have the main character. It reminds me a lot of a comic book. Um like you have certain great comic books that will start off with a story of some type of struggle, and then it leads on furthermore towards that. So shout out, shout out to something like that. It's kind of new with the movies that we have going on right now. It's just kind of new. I know we had superheroes in movies like the new Spider-Man, like Tom Holland Spider-Man. All right. He came into the picture. They didn't really start over like the whole thing, like Ben Parker and uh Aunt May, that how he got bit and stuff like that. They just went straight to current mode. We not even go back to the backstory of how it all started. Uh into the Spider Verse. There's a lot of things that I can name out as an example. So I like that. Shout out to that. Okay. Now, the new actor, Superman. Uh Damn, what's his name? I'm being very disrespectful. He has a weird last name. It's like Corn Sweat or something like that. Let me not disrespect this man's name. All right. Let's just say the new actor who is portraying this Superman. Guys, I have to be brutally honest with y'all. Okay. I've had discussed this probably like in my previous streams on Twitch, um, to my friends, family, hell, even my co-workers and stuff. I told, hey, I'm not fucking with this new Superman. Everybody asks why. He ugly. Dude low key ugly to me. I'm sorry that, you know, maybe it's something that I have to see like in the movie to see for myself. All right. When Henry Cavill took over as Superman back in the 2010s or something like that. I want to say 2013. He became the Superman in 2013. How I remember because I went to go see the movies when I was in California. He was the perfect look for me. All right. N- Good looking guy, no homo, motherfucker handsome. Okay? But after watching this guy portraying as Superman, I want to say that his personality definitely matches the look. It really like it really made me put like a step back and look at the bigger picture of this actor, the way how he's portraying Superman. Then I started to see like, you know what? I'm starting to see it now. I see it in his emotions. I see it in his look. Like, I mean, it is certain angles. It was like, okay, that's not really a good look, but overall, I see what you're doing. I see you, sir. I see you. All right, burn myself. Maybe that's why I get for talking shit about this guy right here. But when you think about it, I I just really like the guy who's playing the persona of Superman. You know, I I really hope that's the way he is. Like he's a very kind, hopeful person. And that's the thing, that's the key thing about Superman. He may not know everything. He may not be the smartest person in the world, but he will always see the kindness out of everybody. All right? Regardless he good or bad, he's hopeful. He's a hopeful motherfucker. And that's one thing that we love about like characters like Superman, Spider-Man. We go on and on, you know. Uh, but like I said, shout out to this guy. I'm not gonna go deep into it. Hey man, my hats out to you. My hats off to you. And damn it, if I had like a bottle or a shot or something like that, I would take that shot for you, man. I'm not drinking right now. I gotta get up and work in the morning, and I don't want to mess up my workout progress. When it comes to like fitness and dieting right now. All right, moving on. Lois Lane, yo, I from watching Lois Lane, growing up to now, from comic books to movies, her outside of Mary Jane from Spider Man, Lois Lane is like one of the most superhero girlfriends I despise. I do not like Lois Lane because in certain comic books and certain anime shows and shit like that, like Lois Lane sometimes makes Superman look like a cuck. Like he makes him look like a bitch sometimes. But in this one, I didn't see it. I didn't see it in this one. And the lady who played Lois Lane, she really did match the look. Like she matched the persona of. Well, she's a different persona of this Mary Jane, I would say. But this is the one that I would really, really fuck with. Um, so I'm trying to say this without giving out spoilers, but she she's always been independent, but this Mary Jane that I like to buy compared to the not Mary Jane, Lois Lane. The Lois Lane, this one right here compared to the other Lois Lane I've seen in past films of Superman and some shows. This one definitely had a lot of common sense. I like this common sense that she's using in this show. And she is very helpful uh in this movie. So shout out to the lady who played as Lois Lane, and shout out to the writers and James Gunn as well for the visionary of how marriage Lois Lane. Fuck, why I keep saying Mary Jane? Ugh. And shout out to the Lois Lane and Superman, like how they are together in uh this movie. I really want to say is a unique approach. Is a different unique approach that I seen what was different about this Lois Lane and Clark Kent. You know, I'm really gonna try the best I can to say the most of it for my spoiler review. But what I like about it is very relatable to most people go through in a relationship when they encounter something that is outside of their realm. And then in order to get through this, if you really love each other, then not only it just takes for that person, it takes both parties to get through it. Because like I said, in order for a relationship to work, you can't. Yes, I know people go through situations like one person can only do 80%, the other person can do 20 and stuff like that. That's well that's understandable. But in this situation that I saw between Lois Lane and Superman, they understood their differences and they came together and made it whole. It was beautiful to me. All right, moving on. Supporting cast. Man, the whole supporting cast had a fucking role in this movie. Uh, Everybody played a part. It wasn't just somebody like just being like a whole. Well, it was like this one guy that was just like comedic relief, but he also played a certain role, and that's just not for like the good guys. There's like bad guys that actually had like a role. I love what they did with Crypto. Crypto was definitely a brand new addition alongside like a Superman uh cinematic universe that we haven't seen yet. And so that what they did to put that on film, I know we had Super Pets where we had Crypto and Batman's dog or stuff like that. I know we did like an animated film about that, but to actually see it in a cinematic live action universe, this was very special. All right. Uh shout out to the robots, the side fillers. Oh man, I really don't want to call him, like there's some villains in here. Like it's really make the film shine at the same time. Like this is why I fucks with James Gunn. And I know already speaking a little bit too early and everything, but it's just the excitement out of me. Like, look, I wouldn't be wearing this on my chest for no reason. I'm just saying these side fillers definitely played a role all the way from the beginning to the end. And even though it's a side feeling to Superman, Superman feelings really ain't no joke. Like these motherfuckers are a problem. Even to him, no matter how strong he is, it's it's a problem either way. And I'll tell you, this Superman. Oh man, Superman had to deal with a lot. And shout out to the Justice Gang. Uh, what I'm talking about is Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, Mister Terrific. Definitely, definitely, definitely played a vital role in this movie. And what I also seen is definitely like a beautiful beginning towards something. And one thing I loved about it, compared to um of multitude of superheroes, where they really call it in metahumans um in the film. But let's just keep it comic book related. All right. They superheroes in the naked eye from a regular person. All right. So it's definitely a beautiful introduction towards something. It wasn't rushed, and I didn't get that feeling of, if y'all remember Batman versus Superman with Zack Snyder back in the day, where you had Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and then all of a sudden it's like a whole wave of everybody else just came out of nowhere. I did not get that vibe at all. The way how they introduced into the Superman movie was well beyond amazing. All right, so let's move on. Oh my shit, this motherfucker right here. I really want to save him for last, but it's so much that I have after that I want to talk about. But man, that motherfucking Lex Luthor boy. Hold on. I have never. I really had to. I really had to sit back and analyze. And I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna go through it again. I'm gonna go over it again. Do some more research on the previous cinematic fillers that I've came across, or we came across watching these superhero movies. Fuck it, I even take it a step further. I even had like, I'm trying to go back in the comic books. I even threw in anime. If you folks with anime, reason why, if you watch Dragon Ball Z, if you watch Pokemon, uh, uh, or any type of anime feeling that you can think about that is so petty, so envy, petty. Like Kendrick Lamar would either be jealous or proud, because Kendrick Lamar had Drake down to the fucking T when it comes back to back uh lines like kick you while you're down. I'm gonna make sure you do not fucking win. Like I'm gonna make sure that I'm crashing out over everybody to make sure I get this W, regardless of who the fuck falls. I don't care what animal gets involved. You gonna take this L, and I want everybody to know that this Lex Luthor was definitely a well portrayed villain that the Lex Luthor we've been finally looking for in the comics. because Lex Luthor is a fucking intellectual genius villain that's like top tier that can expand beyond other universes. Like that's how Lex Luthor is so fucking dope. But then at the same time, it's his downfall because he is so fucking smart, but behind like a mastermind villain, their arrogance and envy will be their downfall. Um, I mean, boy, I can't wait to do this spoiler, the spoiler video because what Lex Luthor was doing in this film, I'm gonna tell you how bad it is. I'm gonna give you a slight hint. I'm gonna tell you how crazy, how far Lex Luthor went. Lex Luthor went out and made sure that everybody know Superman is a low key Bill Cosby in this bitch. Yeah, Lex Luthor went out of he went out of his way, and he was doing so fucking extra. Like, bro, you even had to do all that. Now you got Superman look like he like R. Kelly. You gotta look like Bill Cosby. He gonna tell her he's grooming us. I will throw that in there. All right, he's like he's grooming us. Like, bro, shout out to James Gunn. James Gunn. Oh shit, I'm gonna kick my camera over. But shout out to James Gunn. He been paying attention. He been paying attention to some shit. I can tell. But man, I can't wait to talk about. We gonna move forward. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it sometime this weekend. I can't wait to do a whole breakdown of Lex Luthor. That's gonna be my best subject to talk about. Uh, Clark Kent parents. Man, oh man, I gotta say, I am very proud of James Gunn that he. And I'm not talking about his biological parents. Okay. I'm not talking about Superman's biological parents. I am talking about uh the Kent family. All right. They made his they made the Kent family so down to earth, and and here's what like breaks my heart about it. They weren't like no like some legit super acting couple, like how they had like Kevin Costner as his dad, and then they had what's his name? Russell Crowe as his biological dad and the other Superman, which was dope. Cause like I said, these actors can really portray as really great father figures. Like I see Kevin Costner as a great father figure. Both of them was fucking great in the Man of Steel movie. But with these uh but his mama and daddy, Mama Kent, Daddy Kent, is so down south, down to earth. It really reminds me of home. Like how they talk, how they really showed Kansas. They really showed that sweet countryside hospitality that uh that you can only get like originally if you go down south somewhere. Like when you see how they acted towards Superman and everybody else, I'm telling you that type of persona you cannot find anywhere else. And I I fucks with that. So salute to James Gunn on finding the right people like in that area for that type of job. I don't even know these actors, but I don't care. Shout out to them, man. Um, Mid and post credit scene. All right, is it worth the watch? It's worth to watch and sit down for. Um, so just make sure. I ain't gonna say anything else. I ain't gonna say what happened. Like I said, it's a joyous mid and post credit scene. So to make sure y'all stay after the first credits, like the main one where they showing all the actors' name and bold and all that shit, and make sure you stay like red further after the credits. Okay. Um, Conclusion, pros and cons. Yeah, I I mean, obviously, we're 25 minutes in, and I can't find anything bad to say about it. And guys, I'm telling you, it's made me emotional uh after the movie was over. Okay. Because Superman is one of those characters. All right. He's like my top three. And this is there's no order. It's either top three or top five. Okay. And this is a mixture between Marvel and DC. He's a character that I have grown up on since Superman animation on tape. And I'm not talking about when they had like the Fox Kids. I'm talking about the black and white Superman that I used to put in my VCR watching on tape. And then, like I said, I grew up watching the Christopher Reeve Superman along to Lois Lane TV show where you had, I think that dude was Asian. But anyway, it went up towards like the Brandon Roth and the Henry Cavill and Smallville. Like I said, I'm telling you, Smallville was them shows was a hit back in the day, boy. Um, I ain't really watched that Superman and Lois on that CW show. I just, no disrespect to him or anything, but it was like at that time that I was like slowly like giving up on DC shows. Um, it was really great. Like for the first couple of years of CW with the Flash and Green Arrow, Green Arrow's my shit. Uh, and you went to like the what's it called, the Legends of Tomorrow. Ah, fuck, I don't remember. But yeah, um, like I said, it was what made me like emotional about it is this other point is the symbolism. I love how they express the symbolism of the S on the chest, just the S period. All right. And not just like throughout like people like showing the symbol, but also in action as well too. You're gonna see uh a good amount of times of the symbolism in action while Superman doing his thing and you feel it, you know? It gives you some type of vibe when you see the S, the symbol of the S in action, which you quite don't really get in Superman cinema, you know. So shout out to James Gunn and the team for really highlight um the simplicity of the superhero symbol. All right, it's is that vibe that you get when you see the Batman signal in the sky. Like once you see that Batman signal, it's like oh shit. Like it's you get like a certain vibe off that, and you get like a certain vibe when you see the Superman that's on the chest, boy. And then I love how they do certain things in the background when you see Superman, like the amazing imagery, like of seeing a symbol of hope like from far away or where you're going away, right? So I love how they just portrayed like the little moments of things in action where oh man, I'm trying to find the best way to break this down without any spoilers. But it's like a beautiful sunrise, you know, when you see it, or sunset. Either way, it's like when you're looking up in the sky, you know, and you taking it all in. You sit down, you see the sun setting, and you seeing that shit in action, and it's like, oh, that's fucking beautiful. And that's the kind of like that's kind of like some of the vibe that I got throughout the movie. But anyway, moving on. So I'm saying a lot of pros. All right. Uh the plot. Uh let me give let me get a pro con about the plot. The plot was beautifully well written. There was never a dull moment. It's never a dull moment. And I'm telling you, if you're a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm telling you, when it comes to films really about like a legit storyline that not only action, comedic driven, but also a bit of drama driven as well, that's a legit James Gunn film, you know? Um I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy films, honestly, just all three of them can really beat a lot of Marvel movies and shows that have came out, in my opinion. Yeah, just three Guardians of the Galaxy movies alone are the at least in my opinion, at least in my opinion, I want to say at least like about top five or top 10. And we had a lot of Marvel movies that came out over the years since 2008. And like I said, all three of them pretty much take the spot of a lot of them. That would be another. That's gonna be another podcast I'm talking about. I would love to do like a top 10 and definitely have an order, and I'll tell you why one day. All right, let's give it to the cons. Let's just stick with the cons, man. Get down to the nitty gritty. Hold on, a little water ready. All right, just like two I can think of so far. The first one, the CGI a little bit. You can get past it, but you can tell it's like the CGI is definitely used a lot in the film, you know, which understandably so, because in order to really portray this film is a is a if it's gonna be action driven like it's supposed to be, a lot of flying, a lot of fast movements, uh cheeks shaking and fast speeds and stuff. If the CGI bothers you, I can understand it. So I would say if there was a con in that, that's something I can see. But can you overlook it? Yes, because I think you're gonna be so caught up in what's going on in the action. It's easy to overlook it. Uh the con, the biggest con that I have so far is that I hate that we did not get this type of action, love, you know, all this that's going on in this Superman film. I hate that we didn't get this for Henry. I hate that we didn't get this for Henry Cavill, Henry Cavill. I mean, I'm always messing up his name, but I really hate we did not get this type of Superman out of Henry Cavill, because it shouldn't had we shouldn't have we shouldn't have pushed so much on other bullshit to work on and not work with Henry Cavill Superman at all. We, well, not gonna say we. I'm not gonna say we. Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers completely wasted his fucking time. Honestly, yes, I know. Got Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman. They got him in the Justice League. They had this bullshit cameo in Shazam, and then Dwayne the Rock Johnson brought him back for Black Adam because it's supposed to be a big one-on-one battle and all that kind of shit. And then, like I said, the Warner Brothers and Dwayne Johnson management group promised Henry something for him to come back. Basically just lied and bullshit. Um I I just hate that for him. I hope that he's happy. And I'm pretty sure he's chilling, he's cool. And then of all this time just waiting and waiting and waiting on a Superman 2 while we get Wonder Woman 2 and 3 around the corner. Then we got like Aquaman 1 and 2. We got the emancipation of Harley Quinn. Then we got Joker 1 and 2. 2 should have never been a fucking wasted of like that's such a wasted budget to put down on a Joker and Harley Quinn musical. Nobody care to see that shit. The fuck y'all doing? And then um Suicide Squad with Jared Leto as the Joker, Will Smith. I fucks with the soundtrack, but the movie was definitely not worth to go see. Uh, there's a lot of things that Warner Brothers could have really done with their time, and I can go so in depth with this shit. I'm just saying, y'all. I just really wish that we could have got the same energy for this film. We could have got this out of Henry. We could have got this out of for Henry. But everything happened like it's supposed to. And like I said, when you think about it, you're not really gonna have this type of creativity out of anybody else but James Gunn. Like James Gunn is like one of those directors that you have to let him cook. You cannot interfere or try to like twist and turn like how he will direct and produce this and write this because this is why he left Disney in the first place. Like one Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2 was a fucking hit. And then those those tweets came out about his past, about the shit that he used to say. So Gen Z and everybody else and got into their feelings. Disney got caught up in their ass and tightened their butt cheeks with it, and they let James Gunn go. And then they try to move on, but the casting crew of Guardians of the Galaxy, they made it clear, and the fans made it clear too, that we're not gonna move forward without James Gunn. There's no way because the way how he set everything up and how he let us work matches everything that we got going on. So shout out to the cast and crew to make sure that James Gunn come back because there wasn't gonna be a 3 without him. So the deal was, all right, James gonna like, all right, I'm come back. I made this third one for y'all, but after this, I'm out. Cause there really shouldn't been no point of letting James Gunn go. Yes, everybody has a past. Everybody said things they shouldn't have said. But the thing is, you gotta let past be the past. People have done way worse shit. I'm not trying to make an excuse for the person, but at the same time, everybody has their right to at least defend themselves and then just go with it. All right. Um, but like I said, that's Disney. Disney is so quick to um let cancel culture dig up somebody's past and just take off with it and then it's gone. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna go too further deep into it, but like I said, that's my con about it. I just I just I just loved Henry Cavill Superman. Um, but this is a bright future. It's a bright future for DC. It's a bright future for Warner Brothers, and This is gonna be my last topic of tonight's podcast for this Superman review. Disney, y'all in trouble. It ain't no maybe. Y'all definitely in trouble because James Gunn. I want to say James Gunn is really up there with Kevin Feige. Like him and Kevin Feige really has uh a like minded, that's not the word. Uh they really similar when it comes to doing research and really catering to the fans and doing justice by their characters that they put in these films. So, and another reason why I say Disney, reason because Disney works with Marvel. All right. Then you got Warner Brothers works with DC Studios. DC, if y'all don't know this by now, let me be clear. DC Studios is Justice League and all these characters involved. Batman, The Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. I can go on and on. Then you got Disney that owns Marvel, which is all the other superheroes like the Avengers included in that comic book universe. All right. Disney is really going down in a downhill because there's a lot of characters that they drop in like the TV shows and the movies. It hasn't been the same, which I get it. I understand. After Endgame, you have a lot to like you have a lot of hype to stay with. You have a lot of hype to keep up with. Like I said, I get that. That's not an easy accomplishment that you have to constantly live up to the hype. Some moments that I've seen out of Marvel, you know, they they have some shit. It just really depends on who's directing these movies. It really depends who's producing it and who's behind it, and then what's the main focus is going to be. I would say with James Gunn just rebooting this DC cinematic universe with a new cast and stuff, this is definitely going to be a moment their time to shine and honestly just take over. Because, like I said, Disney just really on the down slope. Because Disney, Disney biggest hope right now. I know we got we got Fantastic Four on the way. I'm very excited about that. I can't wait to do a review about that. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned on that one. Um, so you got the Fantastic Four on the way. And I think that's just about it. You got Wonder Man TV show coming up. I don't know how that Wonder Man is gonna go. But anyway, Spider Man. We still trying to figure out Spider Man, even though that's supposed to come out next year. But Spider Man is still under Sony's pictures, and Sony is not really backing down because they trying to get that Spider Man back, but they their ass as well too. They have not been doing any kind of justice on that character, but that's a different story. So we waiting to see what's the plot and everything behind the Spider-Man movie, and then we got this Doomsday Avengers Doomsday movie coming up, and I believe that's just about it, and see what's gonna happen next. But yeah, and then you got Avengers Secret Wars, and I believe they got a Doctor Strange 3. It hasn't been announced yet, but that should be coming out around the corner. Um, but yeah, Disney don't really have that long. Even though after Avengers Secret Wars, which is supposed to be like the biggest hit for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's gonna go to another soft reboot after that. So Disney don't have that much time because I'm telling you, James Gunn is gonna be on the roll because he has a lot of he can have a lot of projects after this Superman movie. Because like I said, you got Superman, then you got like he can go to Flash, he can go move on to Batman, he can go move on to TV shows and stuff like that. Like if there's anything going on right now, if Superman's successful this weekend, which I believe that it will, I believe that it will be, this is really gonna be a huge jumping point for what's to come for Warner Brothers and DC. They just have to let James Gunn just do his shit, do his magic, and the real battle of DC against Marvel is really going to begin. DC has failed multiple times. Uh, Warner Brothers, they really had their chance in 2016. Marvel was hot. Marvel was smoking hot when this was Civil War, Captain America Civil War was coming out in 2016, and then you had Batman versus Superman coming out in 2016. Like this was the real battle of Marvel versus DC that year. But Warner Brothers was rushing that film. They already fucked up with Justice League because they didn't let Zack Snyder finish the job because they was already in a rush trying to beat Marvel. Because Marvel came out with the Avengers and they were trying to come out with Justice League. So they already fucked that up. But they fucked it up even way worse. Do you want wings and eggs? Huh? You want wings and eggs? Yeah, I take wings and eggs. Okay. That's my baby. She get ready to go to work. Uh, well, I would say that concludes my time. Like I said, I'm not gonna say too much about it. All right. I just hope everything that y'all get from me makes sense. And more like I said, Disney, you need to get your ass in check. Cause I have not been enjoying what I've been seeing so far. Y'all like a hit or miss, and y'all need to stop that bullshit. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for taking y'all time to listen to my spoiler-free breakdown. Excuse me, my spoiler-free breakdown of the Superman movie. I would say my rating for the Superman movie. Oh my god, like I gotta give a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5, man. I mean, 4.5. I mean, I can barely say anything bad about it. You know, I might have to go do. Well, I'm saving my money. I would love to do another watch, but I don't want to waste any more money. Okay, I gotta save my money for Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is like around the corner. Uh, so please make sure you like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments section. Ask me questions of what you think and what can we do and move on so far. But stay tuned for the other stuff. Me and my boy Springs. Hopefully, he'll be part of the show to give his analysis of the movie as well too. If not, like I said, I'm here. I'm here for y'all to do my damn self. Okay, it's your boy Ken Jones. Y'all be safe out there. Stay prayed up. Shout out to our fallen victims in the Texas flood and the New Mexico flood as well too. That shit sucks. You look, y'all, it's crazy out there. Like we really need to stick together and just pray and do what we can to protect our families because you never know what's coming around the corner. All right. Uh, my condolences to y'all. I'll be praying for y'all. I'm out. Y'all be safe. Peace. Oh Lord, don't call me. scratching my ass in stream. Oh man, this is so embarrassing. Y'all done caught me.